ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Downtown Online. As a courtesy to our performers, we ask that there be no picture taking, no texting. Please turn off all your cell phones and keep the aisles clear for the performers. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Linda Rodolitz.
Crazy boys, you should see my mom.
Stop! I don't want to hear anymore. If it isn't one thing, it's another. When you're of 5 growing boys, 5 growing boys whose middle name is crazy. My life is one continuous noise. Broken arms and bruises, bloody noses, no bed of roses. It's 5 growing sons, 5 growing sons whose middle name is trouble. I have days I honestly envy the nuns. I'm converting, Milty skipping school, Leonard living in Poland's Julie. You can't tell a thing 'cause he's smarter. He's a know-it-all. Constantly fighting Minnie Marks, known also as Minnie the Martyr, a living saint. It's another, just as the mother of 5 growing kids. 5 growing kids whose middle name is Lazy. Name of Christ today, I'm open for bids. Today, any offer you're making, I'm taking for 5 growing kids. Leonard steals your blind. Ramsey, I can't make him mind him. Harvey's always up to here in hot water. Adolf getting fired. Julie, who never hired him? I have days I trade and 2 for a daughter. Ain't bringing one up, you got trouble. And that goes double for 5 helpless males. 5 helpless males whose middle name is Mama. And when I sit down, it never fails. The rough house, the blazing, the rough house, the smashing, the rough house, the banging, the noise.
Lazy,
On 5 helpless,
no good,
filthy,
worthless,
handsome,
crazy.
happy, 5 growing boys.
Linda Rodolitz. Welcome. Welcome one and all. This is the beginning of our 5th year of Ricky Ritzel's Broadway. Scary, isn't it? And what a show we have to mark the occasion. We have one show from 1959, one show from 1961, and one show from 1970. We start off with 1970, Minnie's Boys, the story of how the Marx Brothers came to be the Marx Brothers. It centered on their bombastic, aggressive, but typically Jewish mother. Groucho's son Arthur had the idea to honor his grandmother and gave the producer Arthur Whitelaw, or as humorist S.J. Perlman called him, Arthur Outlaw, who proceeded to consult with his friend Groucho. He signed the 79-year-old comedian on as consultant. But rumor was that he did it to avoid legal action and lawsuits from the family. Neil Simon turned the book down. Then comedian David Steinberg wrote a treatment which Groucho rejected. The producers returned to the family and Arthur Marx was chosen to write the book. Newcomers Larry Grossman and Hal Hackney were assigned to write the score and Stanley Prager to direct. Casting presented another hurdle. Groucho dismissed Tony Fields as too Jewish. Finally, Shelley Winters was chosen because Groucho said She was most like his mother, and he always admired her big knuckles. Just as preview started, word was that the show was in trouble. Joseph Stein of Fiddler on the Roof fame was brought in to doctor the book, and somebody noted, whenever Minnie's boys got funny, their mom, in the shape of Shelley Winters, would come in and gummo up the works. No. I didn't say that. Groucho was brought to New York and wandered the lobby to create a sensation for ticket sales. He also appeared with Winters and the boys playing the Marx Brothers on the Dick Cavett Show. After 64 previews, Minnie's Boys opened at the Imperial Theater March 26, 1970, and limped through 80 performances, closing May 30th, 1970. Critics had a field day. Some said a haphazard book and lackluster score, lesser actors pretending to be the Marx Brothers, a coy, watered-down version of Gypsy, and Shelley Winters' abrasive performance and obvious lack of singing talent as Minnie. But what really counted was Clive Barnes at the New York Times, who said, the idea of a musical on the Marx Brothers before they really became the Marx Brothers is splendid. Whatever happened to that idea? I didn't say it. He went on to cite every imaginable reason for its awfulness, including the low blow by that the score by Grossman and Hackney was gross and hack. He ended up saying you would be better at home watching the old movies. Now, as you witnessed in the opening number, Minnie Schoenberg Marx has her hands full with her sons. Despite their reckless behavior, they adore their mother. And when they're too broke to show their appreciation, Adolf would become Chico. Yes, Martha became Horrible. Julius became Groucho. Gummo stayed Gummo. Is he here? Anyhow, Harpo attempts to make to show how much he cares for her. So please welcome the ever appreciative Lenny Watts.
What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and love to you? What do you give to the reason you are living? I could window shop the world before I Mama, the rainbow, Mama, sunrise, Mama, the moon to share. That's not good enough, no, not good enough, not for Mama. Mama, a palace, diamonds like doorknobs, mountains of gold to spare. That's not rich enough, no, not rich enough, not for Mama. Mama, a lifetime crowded with laughter, that's not long enough, no, not long enough. What can I give you that I can give you? What will your present be? Mama, young and beautiful, always young and beautiful. That's the mama I'll always see. love from me.
Through all their scrapes, it's obvious each boy has a talent that, combined with the other boy, could almost amount to something. Ever the talent manager, Minnie sets about to guide their collective career, but once in a while blows a chance for the fledgling comedy team. After one particularly fabulous screw-up, they wallow in collective self-pity. And here, as the combined Marx Brothers, is the fabulous John Satra.
Where was I when they passed out brains right at the head of the line? Where was I when they passed out talent right up front, getting mine? When the time came around, when they handed out luck, where was your smart, clever friend? Back in the back, showing off my talent and brains to the bums lining up at the end. Where was I when they passed out looks? Needless to say, I was there. Deny in the charm department, I got more than my share. But when the time came around, when they handed out luck, where was your good-looking clown? Off, showing off my profile and charm to a girl in the neighboring town. I sure got a great sense of humor, ha ha ha, when they were passing the pot. I sure got a great sense of humor, ha ha ha, and I need all I got. Where was I when they passed out guts? Mister, I opened the store. Deny when they handed out chutzpah, show me a guy who's got more. But when they yelled, get your luck, cause it's running out fast, get it now till it is gone. Me with my brains and my talent, and me with my charm and my profile, and me with my guts and my chutzpah, and ha ha ha, you're the one thing you need to get by. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Where was I?
Now, Minnie knows the boys are going to make it, and they must leave her nest to succeed. But no matter how much it hurts and how sorry her sons are, ever the mother, the wise mother, she makes her simple philosophy known. Please welcome once again the always delightful Linda Ronalds.
It's your life, not my life. You have to live it, not me. All I want, all I've ever wanted, is for all my boys to be happy. Life's a beautiful mess, but live and nevertheless be happy. Life is full of regrets, but let's forget them and just be happy. Life's a joke, but you know the laughs on all of us, so be happy. Happy, you may like it or not, a lifetime's all that you got, my friend. Time is ticking away, and soon we're all gonna pay the piper. take it. One thing everyone knows, you get the thorn with the rose, but take it. Take it. Life has little to spare, so find your happiness where you can. Find your happiness where you can.
Thank you.
Here we go. From Lower Manhattan to the state of Israel. Jerry Herman was playing the piano for his review. Isn't that wild? His review off Broadway at the Players Theater Parade in Greenwich Village when a well-dressed gentleman handed him a business card after the show and said he was looking for a songwriter for a show he wanted to produce on Broadway about Israel. The man was Gerard Ostriker, Ostriker, a real estate magnate who would later own the US Theater, now the Gershwin. And after meeting with Herman and book writer Dawn Appel, he sent them to Israel to soak up the atmosphere. Half the show was written and scored by the time they returned to the States. Jerry Herman said he didn't want to write a show that was a love letter to Israel, that looked like the government sponsored a commercial. He said, when Dawn and I got there, I looked around and told him, everything about this place is not perfect. So there's some conflict in the show. Now, although she had done a few Broadway plays on Broadway, actually, she's credited with doing the first Yiddish theater on Broadway. Molly Picon was a superstar of 2nd Avenue. And she was making her major musical comedy debut in Milk and Honey. In the pre-Broadway tryout on the road, her one solo was such a hit that they wrote another solo they put in the show in New York. Also keep in mind, Molly Picon's trademark was finishing any big number, she did a somersault. Which they kept in Milk and Honey. Linda, you hear that?
You didn't tell me that.
Well, with opera stars Robert Weed and Mimi Benzel, dancer, singer Tommy Rawl, and Molly Picon, Milk and Honey opened October 10th, 1961 at the Morton Beck and closed 543 performances later on January 26, 1963. Act 1 opens with American Phil Larkin visiting his married daughter in Israel, meeting American widow Ruth Stein, who's traveling with a group of women from the U.S. headed by Clara Weiss. Ruth compliments Phil on his command of Hebrew, and he proceeds to explain his favorite word. Please welcome our favorite, the consistently impressive Sidney Meyer.
Shalom, shalom, you'll find shalom, the nicest greeting I know. It means bonjour, salute and skull, and twice as much as hello. It means a million lovely things like peace be yours, welcome home. And even when you say goodbye, you say goodbye with the day. All you really need to know is all really right there. You're bilingual with one little word. Shalom. The nicest greeting I know. Shalom means twice as much as hello. It means a million lovely things, like peace be yours, welcome home. And even when you say goodbye, if your heart has, I don't want to go with it. Say goodbye with a little hello in it, and say goodbye with shalom.
Phil and Ruth keep running into each other, and she meets Phil's daughter, who invites Ruth to the farm. Ruth accepts. The bus with Ruth's group of widows show up, and Clara immediately has them set their sights on the strong, virile farm workers, who are all admit to being married as they leave. So once again, the inspirational Linda Rodowitz.
So you see, gentlemen, the reason for our trip to Israel is to make a marriage between the two cultures, male and female. Mrs. Siegel, Cincinnati, finds it oh such a comfort to believe. Though she came here, Mrs. Siegel, Cincinnati, she could go home, Mrs. Levy, Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv.
Mrs. Levy.
Tel Aviv.
Mrs. Levy.
She would go home, Mrs. Levy, Tel Aviv. Mrs. Perlman, Jersey City, has been thinking how lovely it would be to send home a postal card to Jersey City and to sign it Mrs. Cullen Galilee. She would sign it, Mrs. Cullen Galilee. Now, Mrs. Kessler found out that Mrs. Strauss was wearing old blue gardens and a borrowed blouse, and Mrs. Breslin has been as busy as a bee, rehearsing and is really lyric too. Oh, promise me. Did you see that? Specialty. Loves authentic Israeli atmosphere. When the tour is behind her, she'll have something to remind her if she carries home a 6-foot souvenir. Now Mrs. Breslin would like a dark throughway, and Mrs. Strauss likes temples that are turning gray. And Mrs. Breslin, she likes a mustache and a cleft. And what do I like? I'll take anything that's left. Come back, don't go away, don't go away. No, come back, gentlemen, come. Chin up, ladies, look around the horizon. Heads high, ladies, don't give up the ship. Look for the silver. Ladies, there's a bright tomorrow. Stiff upper lip up. Ladies, do or die is the plan. Don't ever be discouraged. Don't ever be perplexed. There's always another country. Oh, Russia could be next. Get up. Ladies, somewhere over the rainbow, there's a man with a FIFO and a VIVO and a VIVO VIVO phone, with a cheer up and a clear up and a don't be, won't be glum, with a smile whenever you're able and a laugh whenever you can. 'Cause ladies, somewhere over the rainbow, there's a man.
There we go. At his daughter's home, Phil tries to persuade Barbara and her husband to move back to the U.S., but her husband is steadfast in remaining in his homeland. This philosophy is shared by his neighbors, except one Adi, who points out their country is not so perfect. Once again, the almost perfect Sidney Meyer.
This is the land of milk and honey. This is the land of sun and song, and this is a world of good and plenty, humble and proud and young and strong, and this is the world where the hopes of the homeless and the dreams of the lost survive. This is the land that heaven blessed, and this lovely land is mine. This is the land of milk and honey. This is the land of sun and song, and this is a place of good and plenty, humble and proud and young and strong. And this is the place where the hopes of the homeless and the dreams of the lost combine. And this is the place that heaven blessed, and this lovely land is mine.
The honey's kind of bitter and the milk's a little sour. Did you know that the pebble was the state's official flower? What about the tensions, political dissensions, and no one ever mentions that the scenery is barren and torrid and arid and horrid. And what about the border when the Syrians attack? How about the Arab with the rifle in your back? How about the water? What there is of it is brine, but this lovely land is mine.
What if the land is dry and barren? What if the morning sun is mean to us? This is a land that's heaven blessed, and we want it green, so it is green to us. For when you have wonderful hopes for tomorrow, somehow even today looks fine. So what if its rocks and dust and sand, but this lovely land is mine. This lovely land is mine. This lovely land is mine.
Cindy, don't go anywhere. Phil is falling for Ruth, who is hesitant, but he tells her he has bought a lot on which to build a home, and after some deliberation, she gives her approval. Sydney, you ready?
Oh, no, we're not.
It's you again.
That plan of mine had the problem of tomorrow solved. For I was fine if I didn't have to get involved. But that was yesterday. That was yesterday. And it's gone, it's over, and it's done. For with you my mood strikes an attitude that's in competition with the sun. For when my hair was up, my morale was down. I was dull and colorless and gray. But what's past is past, I've come home at last. And wherever you are and where tomorrow is as yesterday. But that was yesterday, that was yesterday. And my equilibrium's returned. And there's not a chance of a backward glance over all the bridges that I burned. For I was someone else in some other time. I was several million miles away. But I'm back and fine with your hand in mine. When you see tomorrow, that's as far tomorrow is from
Phil confesses that although they have not lived together for years, he is still married. Ruth does not know what to think and flees to Tel Aviv. A group of widows are in Tel Aviv and Clara has a beau, but must consult her late husband in case Saul pops the question. Please welcome back the always thoughtful Linda Ronald.
For 7 years I've been good, and you haven't heard a peep, and you haven't heard a squawk. Hi, me. For 7 years I've been good, but now I think it's time we had a little talk. me off the counter stool. For when you're two, it's fun to see each maitre d' become your personal attendant. For when they bow and say, "Oh, you're a little like a queen who's holding court." And so I pray next in capex after I name them that lovely word, dependent. So if I want to be dependent, oh, I need be a sport. Because I'm not a spinster. I'm not a bride. And I haven't got a lover on the side. I'm not a horse, I'm not a pony. So my problem is acute. For I'm too old for Hialeah and too young to shoot. Or when you're two, to say the least, each little snack becomes a feast that you can cater. But then you left me, honey dear, and I've been drinking instant coffee ever since. And so I know you'll understand if I should take down from my shelf my percolator. If I should use my percolator. Oh, I need to be a prince. Because I'm half a family. Half a team. But still I haven't grown too old to dream. I know that once you meet him, you'll love this fellow so. And so I'm asking for the last time, honey.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you're on with. Before we present our final show, I need to thank everyone here at Don't Tell Mama. Sidney Meyer for the use of the playroom. Please remember your waitstaff, Randy. Adam on lights and sound. Aaron and Jay for guiding everybody around the stage. But they were able tonight, so say hello to them on the tape. Hello to Adam and Aaron and Jay. This amazingly talented cast, thank you. And thank you all for coming out tonight to celebrate with us. Remember, the next show is Friday, August 30th at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Are you going to do another one?
Before we present our final show, I'd like to thank everyone here at Don't Tell Mama. Sidney Meyer for the use of the playroom. Please remember your waitstaff, Randy. Adam on lights and sound. Aaron and Jay for guiding everyone around the stage. This astonishingly talented cast and you, thank you for coming to celebrate with us. Remember, our next show is Friday, August 30th at 7 p.m. and we'll feature It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman, The King and I, and Peter Pan. And I'm going to change a card now.
Oh, okay.
One of Richard Rogers' two daughters, Mary, started working at Little Golden Records for Children as a songwriter because she wanted to make her own way and have a job. There she met Marshall Barer, who was essentially a lyricist. Barer spent summers at a Pocono resort where, for room, board, and a few $100s for the season, wrote a new review every week. It was 1958 and he invited her to come write shows. She reminded him she had 3 children to tend to. He said, "I write the lyrics, you write the songs, I'll rent you a house and get a Peruvian au pair for the kids." They came up with a 45-minute show based on Hans Christian Andersen's Princess and the Pea. It was an instant hit with the hotel guests, so they did an encore performance where Broadway pros were in attendance. The show was expanded, directed by George Abbott, and opened at the Phoenix Theater off Broadway, moving to the Elvin on Broadway, and ended up with a combined total of 244 performances. When Carol Burnett was cast as Winifred, she'd done a few spots on New York-based variety shows like The Tonight Show. But once Mattress became a hit, every show wanted her, and she ended up working on the Gary Moore Show. For almost a year, she said, I was doubling. I was doing Gary's show and getting on the subway, doing Mattress. I didn't have a day off because we did 2 shows on Sunday, and on Monday I'd start Gary's show all over again. In acting out the story of the princess who could not fall asleep on a pile of mattresses because of a tiny lump at the bottom, Burnett did the one thing her character could not do and fell asleep on stage. Maybe I was out for about 10 or 15 seconds, she said, but the stage manager in the wings was saying, "Carol, wake up!" The audience had no idea. So then they gave me a day off. With a cast that included Jack Guilford, Jane White, and Joe Bovey. Once Upon a Mattress with Carol Burnett as Winifred was filmed twice for TV. Once in 1964 and once in 1972. When Burnett left the Broadway run, her replacement was Ann B. Davis of the Brady Bunch. The scene is a mythical 15th century kingdom, and the people are unhappy. Devious Queen Agravain has issued an edict that no one may marry till they find the heir, Prince Dauntless, a bride. They've rejected the 12 princes and citizens are upset. They cry, "Nobody's getting any." Younger. The most anxious of couples are the star knights, Sir Harry and his betrothed Lady Larkin, who has a surprise for Harry. Please welcome the deliciously royal Anna Anderson and once again John Sartre.
It won't be long, it won't be long, it won't because it can't be long before our dreams come true. Because you know I don't belong, and furthermore I shan't belong to anyone but you.
In a little while, just a little while, you and I will be 1, 2, 3, 4. In a little while, I will see your smile on the face of our son to be forever hand in glove. It's the way I have it planned, and I'll only stay in love. The glove contains your hand. In a velvet gown, I'll be walking down the aisle, and it's bound to seem as though it's only been a little My time is at a premium, for soon the world will see me a maternal bride to be. I know I mustn't worry, Harry, still I hope you, Harry, 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 marry me.
In a little while, just a little while, you and I will be 1, 2, 3, 4. In a little while, I will see your smile on the face of our son to be forever hand in glove. Is the way I have it planned, but I'll only stay in love if the glove contains your hand. In a velvet gown, we'll be rolling down the aisle, and it's bound to seem as though the waiting's only been a little,
And the actually very pregnant Andy Anderson. Typecasting again. Then the 13th prospective princess arrives, not on a stormy night, as Hans Christian Andersen wrote, but so excited to get there that she swam the moat. I didn't swim the moat, she did. The crowd is charmed by her. Not her and not her. As is the hapless Prince Dauntless. Please welcome the completely unpredictable Alison Nussbaum.
Hey, Nani, Nani, is it you?
Nani, no.
Hey, Nani, Nani, is it you?
Nani, no.
Hey, Nani, Nani, is it you or you or you or you or
Nani, nini, nuni, nani, nini, nuni.
someone's being bashful? That's no way to be, not with me. Can't you see? I am just as embarrassed as you, and I can understand your point of view. I've always been shy. I confess that I'm shy. Can't you guess that this confident air is a mask that I wear? 'Cause I'm shy, and you may be shy. Way out in my demure. I know I deny it. At bottom I'm quiet and pure. I'm aware that it's wrong to be me as I am. My changes may pass me by. I pretend to be strong, but as meek as I am, all I can do is try. God knows I try, though I'm frightened and shy. And despite the impression I give, I confess that I'm living a lie. Because I'm actually terribly timid and horribly shy. Though a lady may be dripping with glamour, as often as not she will stumble and stammer when suddenly confronted with romance. And she's likely to fall on her face when she's finally face to face with a pair of pants. Quite often the lady's not as hard to please as she seems. Quite often she'll settle for something less than the man of her dreams. I'm going fishing for a mate.
She's going fishing for a mate.
I'm gonna look in every brook.
She's gonna look at every brook.
But how much longer must I wait with bated breath and hook? That was wonderful! And that is why, though I'm frightened and shy, I'm insane to know which, sir? You, sir? Then who, sir? Where, sir? And when, sir? I couldn't be tenser. So let's get this done, man. Get on with the fun, man. I am one man shy.
Queen Agravania is not pleased. And she's determined to get rid of her. So she and the wizard divine a test that will defeat Winifred. Confident she lacks any subtlety, they concoct their scheme. Here's the most wicked couple we could find. Sidney Meyer and Sally Darling.
Oscar for sensitivity. I could have applauded right out loud. But how? Sensitivity. Sensitivity. Sensitivity, sensitivity, I'm just loaded with that. In this one word is the epitome of the aristocrat. Sensitive soul and sensitive stomach, sensitive hands and feet.
This is the blessing.
Also the curse of being the true elite. Common people don't know what exquisite agony is. Suffered by gentle people like me. Just keep your hands off me. Think of a weak, tricky test for that wretched, mostly princess.
Madam, may I suggest maybe we ought to...
Don't take all night. I'm not well. I need my rest. Not that I ever sleep on that wretched mattress. Oh God, my back. Sensitivity made of royalty. That bed's a torture rack. Oh, I hate to sound grumpy, but my nerves are so jumpy. I am sure I could feel any lump, even if it were under the mattress and small as a pea. That's the answer, under the mattress. We'll test her tonight. One tiny pea beneath one thick downy mattress. Oh God, you're right. Any genuine princess would feel it. If she doesn't, she's through. Get the tiniest pea and on a one mattress. No, make it 2.
Why not 5?
10, I think. Plenty. Better still, make it 20. And to play it safe in the event, even that's not enough to ensure that she sleeps. We'll give her a soothing sedative, won't we? You can whip up your drink.
Something stunning.
Oh, but you're devilish. I love the way you think. She's insensitive, so insensitive. She'll fall asleep, no doubt. God, but you're clever. Brilliant, a genius, you are divine. Get out.
Winifred is busy telling her story to Dauntless and anyone else who's listening.
I come from the land of the foggy, foggy dew. Where walking through the meadow in the morning is like walking through gloom. The swamps of home are rushed with green and gold at break of day. At break of day. The swamps of home are lovely to behold. From far away. From far smart. But deep down in my heart, one thought will abide and won't dare be forgotten, though I search far and wide. There is no land as run, 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 as the slopes of
Needless to say, in the morning, Winifred drowsily stumbles into the throne room while still counting sheep. Everyone is ecstatic that Winifred has passed, but the Queen insists that Dauntless shouldn't throw himself away on Winifred. Dauntless has had enough of his mother's attempts to control his life and finally yells, "I told you to shut up!" The curse on the King's Eximus is lifted. The mouse Dauntless has metaphorically devoured the hawk, the Queen. Agravain discovers she cannot talk and the King can, so Dauntless and Winifred are free to be married. Finally, the real reason why Winifred passed the test is revealed. After learning about the test, the King, the minstrel, and jester stuffed the mattresses full of weapons, jousting equipment, and other sharp items. All the items removed by the jester in the finale. After the items are removed, Winifred still has trouble sleeping until Dauntless takes the pea out from under the mattress when she finally falls asleep almost immediately. Everyone in classic fairy tale tradition lives happily ever after. But before any of that happens, the Queen puts Winifred through her paces, sure that strenuous dancing at the ball will exhaust her. It doesn't. Later, she and Dauntless try to figure out what the test may be. The Queen arrives in Winifred's bedchamber accompanied by 20 mattresses and all kinds of things that help her sleep. Finally, alone, Winifred begins reading a book of fairy tales, but can't help thinking of her own fairy tale.
Once upon a time, there was a woman, and she met a man, and they were married, and lived happily ever after. Well, I'm glad. They all lived happily, happily, happily ever after. The couple is happily leaving the chapel eternally tied. As the curtain descends, there is nothing but loving and laughter. When the fairy tale ends, the heroine's always a bride. Ella, the girl of the Sinters, did the washing, the walls, and the windows, till she landed a prince who was brawny and blue-eyed and blonde. Still, I honestly doubt that she could ever have done it without that crazy lady with the wand Cinderella had outside hell. I have no one but me, fairy godmother, 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 where can you be? I haven't got a fairy godmother. I haven't even got a godmother. I have a mother, a plain ordinary woman. So not true.